You have different types of emails. So you have your transactional emails. There we go. Our transactional emails. We have our membership emails. And then we have our reserved events emails. Okay, so these are kind of the three types of emails you can send. This first one here is for transactions. This one here is for membership, and this one's for reserved events like group sales. The transactional emails will always go into a sales order. So here's your sales order, right? The emails that go out will be logged and tracked in the sales order. And the one for membership emails will go over to the membership record. So this is the membership record, and then those will go inside here, like so. And then same thing here for group sales or like field trips or anything else. Those would go here. And then the note would go inside here for this one. Okay. With that being said, these emails here can be set up in a couple of different ways. The first one is you can send it right away, which is our immediate option. The second option is at a specific time. So you can send these emails at a specific time, 9 a.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., whatever. And then finally, you can send them over to a relative to date. Okay. The right away, the immediate ones, they require a note type. So note type required. So note type required in query. And the reason that this is actually required in query is because when we run the query, it tells us that we haven't sent it. Then we send it, and then the query lets us know that we have sent it. So note type is required in the query. And then same thing with the specific time, the note type is also required here to let us know that this email has gone out at that specific time. So that's also required, and it works the same way around. Relative to date is a little different because you can choose relative to date for either of these emails. Right? It can be relative to their purchase date. It could be relative to the transaction date. It doesn't really matter. It could be for either one of those. Each of these options are interchangeable. You can set any of these options for any of these emails. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so the relative to date, this option here does not require a note type in the query. So that does not require a note type in the query. And the reason for that is because we're not using the note type to track if we sent it. Instead, we're using the date. So this query does require a date because the emails are relative to a date. So this date could be the renewal date. It could be, so we could do renewal. It could also be their purchasing date. It could be any of these dates here, but we do require you to have a date for the relative to date option. Because that's how we know we're able to send it relative to that date. Otherwise, you would have to create a query for every single date, and that's no fun, and no one wants to do that. So for the relative to date, you do require this date option, which could be the renewal date, it could be the purchase date, it could be their expiration date, it could be pretty much anything that has a date. You know, the date the acquisition record was created, the date that the order was processed, etc. But you do require to have this date in there. Otherwise, you're not able to actually, make any changes there. So in summary, here's our emails. So we have our transactional email. We have our membership email. We have our group cell email, our reservation email. Okay, so these are our 3 types of emails. Each of these emails has the option to pick how you want to deliver this email. So you can send it right away. You can send it at a specific time. And then you can also send it relative to a date. So those are your options for sending it. You can go this option. You can go this option. You can go this option. Either option will work on that case. However, the right-away option requires the note type. The specific time requires the note type. The relative to date requires the date, not a note type. And that's going to go ahead and do it here for me. Once again, this is Rick from Social Good Software. Hopefully you found this video helpful. We're always looking to improve and make things better. If something was not clearly explained in this video, or maybe you just are still a little bit confused and have some additional questions that we didn't talk about in the video, don't worry, we're here to help. Please go over to Social Good Software/feedback. You're able to provide us feedback on this training. You're able to provide us feedback on the software. We're always looking to improve. So if you have any suggestions, please reach out to us. Again, socialgoodsoftware.com/feedback. You'll be able to go ahead and share your thoughts with us, and we're always happy to help.